today. It's getting towards middle of June, lockdown's easing, and just getting some steps in and feeling like just starting to, accept that some days I'll have good days and some days I'll have bad days, and that perhaps when I let myself have a bad day properly, it allows me to then have a good day the next day better, rather than just like drip feeding the awfulness into all of the days, just kind of like isolate it a bit. So, specific thing that I was thinking to talk about today, which is how much I don't really know what the title is. I think how important is it to say when things are bothering you? Okay, so something like that. It's really cool here. I don't think that I should just be the only one to see the view. So I'm going to talk to you whilst we just both watch this stream and watch the rain hit the water. Definitely want to maybe post a few shots of this onto Instagram or something. I think it's really nice. Yeah, so what happens when we don't say how upset we are? Because I'm pretty sure that I've been doing that for a really long time. I'm 100% sure that I do not say how upset I am to people when they've upset me. And I know that I do that because it always comes to me later on in the shower. And I think about it when I'm not thinking about it, and then I realise what I should have said or what I wish that I had said. And now I'm starting to know what it is that I'm feeling at the time when I'm feeling it, and it's not always the right thing to do to just, throw that out to people. Just because you're ready to say it doesn't mean that they're ready to listen. So I'm working on improving my communication skills with the people who upset me. So, and one of the steps towards doing that well is asking people whether they are ready to hear whatever it is that I'm discussing, like whatever it is that I'm going through or feeling, whatever it is that I'm upset about. The more that I talk to them, the more that I think it through myself and then go and say it to them, the better things get, the better the relationships get, and the better I feel. But if they're not in the mental space to be listening, to hear what I've got to say, to try and comprehend what I'm going through and where I'm coming from, then having that conversation with deaf ears is I mean, it's not bad, it's not the worst thing in the world, but you may get the impression from that person that they don't care about you when really they do, but you just haven't picked a time when they're ready to hear what it is that you're complaining about. And so first step is ask them, are you in a good place right now to listen to my problems? Just because they're bothering me doesn't mean that they have to disrupt your energy and your flow. And so I need you to let me know when you're in the right moment to have this conversation. And sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. So let's talk about the times when they are not in the right frame of mind, and we have that conversation with them anyway because it's perhaps bothering us enough, or perhaps they give us the impression that they are in the right frame of mind and that they are ready to have that conversation with you. So it's probably obvious that I'm talking about an actual scenario that's happened to me literally today that I'm not going into any detail about, but just trying to unpack the ins and outs of what happened so that I can use the experience for my future and perhaps help other people along the way. So the scenario is that they have not got space for you to talk about your problems, and you have decided to talk about them anyway, which has left you in a position where you're trying to explain what is bothering you, and the other person is trying to get you to stop talking. They're just trying to look for whatever it is that they need to say to get you to leave them alone, because they don't have space. Their mind is completely full of all the things that's already bothering them, and then you've arrived with whatever it is that's bothering you, and you haven't asked them to create space for that. And I think that to an unhealed person who is not emotionally adept and healed or grown, if they don't have space for you, and if they don't know that they need to create space for you in that moment, then they will only be able to see your complaint from their perspective. Like, they're looking at you rabbiting on about some bullshit that they don't even give, like, they haven't got time for. They're like, okay, dude, like, you know, you just want to complain about this and that and blah, 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 and chatting bare breeze and, like, you know, just frustrating me with your bullshit that I don't care about. Like, why don't you just take it to someone who cares, or save it for a time when there's not loads of other stuff going on? And so how does that make the person feel who has the problem? And I think it's useful to have bad conversations with people, especially ones when they're not ready, on occasion, as a learning experience, not for the greater good of compassion, because I don't think there is any compassion when you have this conversation when they're not ready for you. It's like, I'm upset and now everybody has to stop what they're doing and listen to me because I'm so upset, and how important my upset is just more important than whatever you're going through. And that's not the way that things are at all. That's not compassion. That's not loving and cultivating a successful partnership between friends, family, husband, wife, brother, sister, neighbours.